After 3 weeks on the road, Hartford Athletic back at Trinity Health Stadium for tonight's match against New Mexico United. Hi, everybody, along with Phil Murphy. I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Phil, 270 pretty good minutes for Hartford, just not the results they wanted.
Yeah, Joe, you go on the road for 3 straight matches. You score 6 times. You want to come away with more than 3 points, but defensive woes continue to plague Hartford. The most goals allowed in the USL Championship, something they must tighten up now as they return to Trinity Health Stadium for 4 of the next 5.
All right, let's take a look at the road trip started with another late-game meltdown in Tulsa.
95th minute, Philip Goodrum forgotten on the back post. As easy as you like for a late match winner for a team in Tulsa that's looking to vie for playoff position, but things turned around at at Las Vegas for Hartford Athletic. Kyle Edwards finding the net. He will be not in action today as he sits with a hamstring injury. Then against San Antonio FC, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to a great player, Tony Oluwaseyi, scored 4 times in that match. So Hartford comes back on the heels of a loss as they return home today against New Mexico United.
One to watch, the newest starter for Hartford is Modesto Mendez.
Yeah, not the newest player. We'll talk about Daniel Bloyu throughout the broadcast, but Modesto Mendez, a week ago, he was taking selfies with Messi down at Inter Miami. He signs on Tuesday. Manager Omid Namazi says he brings in a level of bite and pace that this backline needs.
And a familiar face back in Hartford for the first time.
Harry Swartz played a couple seasons with Hartford Athletic, was the team MVP in 2019. He'll be at right back today. Probably we'll see him in the right mid-role. He scored the first goal of 3 they had in a win over Sacramento Republic here at the Lab in Albuquerque just 2 weeks ago.
4 of the next 5 games are home. Omid Namazi said, no question, we've got to win them all if we expect to get to the postseason.
Well, that would be as many points as they have all season. 12 points from 4 wins. They have 12 points to this point. Defensive focus will be the key. This man, Daniel Bloyu, a first-team all-conference player at Penn State, may see some action. He got signed yesterday. Should be an exciting game coming up.
Lineups and kickoff next here from Hartford.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Welcome back everybody watching. Welcome to Hartford Athletic joining the USL Championship here in 2019.
Is this the moment? Jose Angulo! Dillon Stadium alive again!
Hartford Athletic get the win, and in a week they will host their first playoff game in club history.
Number 2, United Soccer League, Hartford Athletic, Bethlehem Steel. Bethlehem goalie trying to throw the ball out. Danny Barrera's like, I got that right here.
Dixon, long range effort! Oh my, that is magnificent! From Alex Dixon! With purpose, crossed over and scored! Prince Sadie, long range effort, oh! That's spectacular!
Oh, it's a glory strike! Where did gravity go? Obregon Jr.!
Beautiful night in Hartford. Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly Airport Parking, a proud partner of the Hartford Athletic. Save 20% on your airport parking by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Starting lineups for tonight brought to you by Liberty Bank and changes necessitated by injuries for the local 11.
Yeah, Joe, the lineup we were given says it's a 3-5-2 for New Mexico. But Harry Swartz, you're going to see him in a defensive capacity. He'll scoot up to the midfield. as well and contribute. Santi Moar returns to the starting 11. Sam Hamilton, their center back, is out. That'll be a big loss for this side. I think he's going to be an absence that's felt. This is the first change to their center back pairing since the 3rd of June.
And as far as Hartford is concerned, the new man, one of the new men, Modesto Mendez, getting a start right away.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Edgardo Rito moves forward in a right wing type role, kind of a wing back, and Prince Sadie will see him be the inverted winger. Certainly contribute up front with Antoine Opino. No Elvis Ammo today. No Kyle Edwards, both out with hamstring injury. But as you mentioned, Joe Modesto Mendez, former Cuba national team player, he'll start in a center back, right back role, and certainly be looking to communicate well with this side. He was only signed on Tuesday.
New Mexico in the bright yellow uniforms, 84 degrees, winds out of the north at 6. First time New Mexico has visited Connecticut's capital city.
Yeah, one previous meeting between these two teams, October 2021. We would take 4 goals. That match ended 2-2.
We'd be excited by that.
Danny Barrera scored a penalty kick in the stoppage time area of the first half. So, again, if we're getting 4 goals today, we're in for 90 minutes of entertainment.
Number 2, the newcomer, Modesto Mendez. 10 is Armando Moreno. Here's Rito. Edgardo in his 10th appearance.
This is where Eric Quill said New Mexico needs to go vertical, be quick once they get a turnover.
Here's Moreno. Absorbs the bump, goes down, and our referee, Daniel Chesky, says play on. Good anticipation that time. Sorry, by Kalen Wright.
Well, I was just going to say, Moreno, you see him. He's kind of the center spoke in the wheel. A lot of what they're going to do offensively through New Mexico will go through him. Eric Quill says he's a one-on-one specialist. He is a creator for this club. If he can get Hartford on the back foot, get them a little confused and disorganized or imbalanced, New Mexico United will have success offensively.
Connor McGlynn sporting the bright orange kicks. He got Hartford on the scoreboard last week with a nice goal inside the box.
Yeah, and he's somebody about whom Omid Namazi was very complimentary when you and I spoke with the coach earlier this week, saying that, yeah, maybe he doesn't have the most pace, but he does solve a lot of problems with his style of play. He helps break this first line of pressure, plays to feet. He kind of embodies what they want to do out of the back.
Mendez, 3.5 years with Miami CF2. Hartford being very deliberate. Opino, here's Sadie, here's Prince. 1v1 on the left with Josh Suggs, and Opino couldn't get ahead on it. And it'll be a throw-in for New Mexico.
But that is encouraging play out of Hartford. Prince Sadie playing on the right side in an inverted winger role. His left foot is his favored foot. I'm sure he would have wanted better delivery. We are early in the match, maybe trying to work into it a little bit. Had Antoine Opino, who, again, is going to be the featured guy up front with Elvis Amo out of the lineup.
And no Kyle Edwards to come off the bench, and that's where we expect we'll see Daniel Blow-You at some point during the second half. He just got here yesterday.
Yeah, he signed yesterday. He was on loan to a club in Sweden from FC Tucson. Hardly in Hartford 24 hours. He's in the 18 and could well get some minutes in this match, especially if Hartford need a goal. He's a 23-year-old striker out of Penn State. He is absolutely fearless in the box.
Tristan Hodge for Andre Lewis. Gives it back to Barrera. Sends it towards the box, and the header by Opino goes wide, but nice delivery by Danny Barrera. Antoine Opino just missed converting on the header.
That's an encouraging run of play. They get a little bit of an overload on that left side. Opino, the target man. Joe, he showed up in the Arsenal Invincibles 03-04 kit today when they came to the stadium. Maybe it's a sign that Hartford is done taking losses this year. If it is a good bit of fortune, I expect to see that shirt every time he shows up to a home match.
Modesto with the head ball, but it's taken back and played into the box where Joe Rice will start the attack. Omid Namazi yesterday when we talked to him said he wants Joe Rice to be more of a sweeper keeper.
Yeah, and that was great delivery to Edgardo Rito. He played a 35, 40-yard ball over a line of players right to Rito's feet. So if that's what he's being asked to do, right there, that's the kind of thing that he wants. Breaks that first line of pressure, gets it over the top, and can get Hartford thinking forward.
New Mexico's last time out, a 1-0 loss to Orange County. Before that, though, They had been unbeaten in 5 as Santi Moar hits the turf. Here's Lewis. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a Hartford throw. Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, care that's always there. Kembo Cabato getting his first start since March 25th. He's played 86 minutes in 4 matches since missing 14. Lead ball for Openo. Lewis 2-on-1. Gives to Openo. He scores! But the flag is up. It is offside. Flag is up on the far side. You see Openo with his arms outstretched as they're pleading with the referee, Danielle Chesky.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to see from that angle. The linesperson did the right job. Let the play out before putting the flag up, but we don't have a mechanism for review. We need to see on the ball in if Andre Lewis was in fact in an offside position. Antoine Openo certainly didn't think so.
So, an early goal on a pretty 2v1 wiped off the boards, and when you're having a tough year like Hartford is, you kind of expect that. Here's a counter with Swartz. Played the first 2 years of Hartford's existence. Was one of the most popular players for the blue and green.
Yeah, Joe, if you're Hartford, you have to be very encouraged with how this first 6 minutes has gone. You've created a couple opportunities, had the ball find the back of the net, although it didn't end up counting.
Now, Hartford was looking for an offside. And Joe Rice in the defense, not happy. Let's take another look at that play.
Oh, so it looks like the linesman thinks the ball came off of Openo there on the second touch. If it didn't, Andre Lewis was in an onside position. It all matters if Openo ended up getting that kind of intermediate touch with Lewis in an offside position. Very hard to see from this low angle, because if that ball's kicked there, they're onside. If Openo touches it there, even still, man, that's tough. It's any ball, any part of your body that you can legally touch the ball. If it's in an offside position, you're offside. So absent, bird's eye view, it's a matter of millimeters.
Justin Porti with the corner, give away, and it goes just wide. Armando Moreno let free, and it'll be another corner. And that's a problem, Phil, that we've seen with Hartford last week. Goal score, in fact, the game, what turned into the game-winning goal, scored off a corner kick.
Omid Namazi told us a few days ago, set-piece defending has been this team's Achilles heel. You miss one marker, teams will make you pay.
In swinger, Rice punches it out. Openo will get there first and clear it up the field in the direction of Andre Lewis. No score. Hartford had a goal taken away on what was ruled offside, though I would think you could say it was pretty questionable. Hartford finding some space, although Cabato knocked over that time by Santi Moar, 29-year-old Spaniard. This is a New Mexico team that changed coaches June 17th. Eric Quill taking over for Zach Prince, 2 of the 5 teams in USL that have made coaching changes in the season.
Yeah, and through 9 matches, 14 points for the former assistant at Columbus Crew. So he's accustomed to leading black and yellow sides.
Here's Sadie on the right to the goal line. And it's caught by Alex Tambakis. Tambakis, second all-time in USL history with 520 saves, second in shutouts with 44. Only Evan Newton leads in both those categories.
Born in Athens, he was an academy player at Panathinaikos. He's played every minute for New Mexico United this year, and head coach Eric Quill says he has the best hands of any keeper he's ever coached.
Yeah, hands like pillows. They've said that about you in your college days.
I mean, you saw it there, though. Ball played in, tight angle, Prince Sadie normally doesn't play it off of his right foot. Antoine Openo's right there in case there's a spill. Tabakis, as cool as you like. Collected it, distributed, and on we go.
Play it for Moreno, gets behind the defense, and chips it over the goal.
That was good defending there from Modesto Mendez. He was the one who put it out for the corner. Ball comes down off of Moreno's chest. Great first touch, but Mendez has that recovery speed, that size, that physicality, steps in, clears it out to safety. Now Hartford again is tested defending a corner.
Tonight's match presented by Brignall Vineyards. Located in the heart of East Granby and spanning 15 acres, Brignall Vineyards, a hub for local wine lovers. Everything from their newly built winery to their wines themselves. They have been handcrafted to reflect the town's regional charm.
And Joe, something I'm seeing with Mendez is a lot of pointing and communicating on these set pieces because, again, he's only practiced with this team 2 or 3 times.
Hodge gets ahead on it, kept in by Nicky Hernandez. He sends it towards the goal, but Joe Rice gets high.
Joe Rice, who is the holder of Save of the Week for USL Championship, one of his several saves in the 5-2 loss to San Antonio last week.
Here's Lewis on the overlap, taken over the goal line, and it'll be the first corner of the match for the home team here in the 11th minute. Andre Lewis, and that time it was Edgardo Rito on the left side.
Covering a lot of ground is Edgardo Rito, and that's a lot of these newer guys who were brought in. It's effort, it's tenacity, it's pace. That's what this team feels like they've lacked, so that's what they've went and brought in through transfers and midseason signings.
Juan Pablo Torres, 16th game played, 16th start for Hartford with the corner from the right of Alex Tambakis. Headed out of there by the captain, Kalen Wright, wearing the captain's band in the absence of Sam Hamilton. They try to counter. Here's Rivas. 2 sevens matching up. Nice ball in the middle. Here's a left-footed shot. It sails across the face of the goal. Daniel Bruce, the diminutive Englishman, almost got the first goal of the night.
3 goals on the season. Thought for a moment he might have had 4. Danny Barrera, better safe than sorry on the back post. He doesn't know if there's a player behind him, so he's putting it out for a corner kick. And then Hartford again, get organized, clear the lines, take a breath.
4 corner kicks already, and we've only played 12 minutes.
But it's where this team has been tested. Again, they're not trying to give up corners or concede corners, but they were very concerned coming in about their track record defending set pieces. So far, they've been sharp, but you give enough of these to a quality side like New Mexico United, and they'll make you pay.
Here's Justin Portillo from the left of Rice. Sails through. Swartz gets there for United. He chips it back towards Moreno, and Connor McGlynn is there to head it out of the way. Kept in. Moar to Portillo. Service in the box, and Modesto knocks it away, and a goal on the rebound. Hartford could not clear. It looks like Nicky Hernandez in the 13th minute, and United jumps on top.
Yeah, we'll see on the replay. It looks as though that was a little bit mishit by Nicky Hernandez. The midseason acquisition signed the 25th of June, but the old adage, you put it on frame, good things happen. You get enough corner kicks, you're going to get opportunities. There, struck it into the ground, and it ends up bouncing over the top of Joe Rice. Modesto Mendez climbs the ladder, can't clear it all the way. Hernandez just gets a piece of it. Fortuitous bounce on frame in the back of the net. 1-0 New Mexico United.
Second goal of the year for Hernandez, who was the first player signed after Eric Quill took over. So Athletic having to fight from behind, and Hartford has not won a match this season when they've conceded first, 0-9-1 coming in. So after that 10,600-mile road trip to Tulsa, Las Vegas, and San Antonio, Athletic finds itself behind early after a goal was taken away, and we're not sure it should have been taken away.
Well, more ominous yet, Hartford, since the start of last season, has conceded first 26 times. Joe, in those 26 matches, they have 4 total points. No wins, 4 draws, 22 losses in the last year and change when conceding first.
Openo off the turnover, They try to play it in, but it's cleared out of danger by Ryden. Rito plays for Sadie. And the pass goes astray. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletic. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Let's get to our Hoffman keys of the game.
Well, with Hartford, it was something that they talked about. I thought effort was perhaps a little harsh and a little ambiguous, but that's what Omid Namazi has harped on with these guys. But something he mentioned in particular was just not falling asleep, especially in set-piece scenarios and in counterattack scenarios with runners. In your conversation with Eric Quill this week, Joe, Eric said that if a team gets kind of lazy defensively, his squad will make you pay. For New Mexico, the key was what they've done. They've started fast. Yes, they've conceded, we thought, and they've given Hartford some chances, but it was all about striking first. And to revisit that stat I mentioned, 26 times since the start of last year, Hartford has conceded first. They have 4 total points. Conversely, that means the opposition 22 wins, 4 draws, no losses against them. That's 70 points in 26 matches. Such a night and day scenario when Hartford find themselves behind 1-0.
Come Athletic again. Long ball played toward Openo. Stutter steps, cleared out of there. And we've got foul called on Hartford.
Yeah, foul called on Openo. He's going to want that back. It almost seems as though he stepped on the ball. He's going to have a conversation with the referee here as well. Kalen Ryden there, clipped by Openo. He goes down. Ryden had been the every week center back pairing with Sam Hamilton.
You see our referee, Daniel Chesky, has done 3 athletic games in the past, only 1 USL game this year. Jeffrey Skinner, Robert Cordry are the assistants, and the 4th referee, Xiao Zhang. 1-0 in favor of New Mexico on the goal by Nicky Hernandez in the 13th minute. And I think, Phil, you call that, he kind of mishit that ball, and I think that took Rice off guard.
Well, there's something to be said. It's not as though he didn't mean to hit it into the ground, but on the replay you can see he didn't quite get all of it. But as a goalkeeper, it's not as though Joe Rice was in bad position. The ball just, kind of like an onside kick in the NFL, plopped over his head, found the bottom of the net. You get that many chances from corner kicks, you're going to get an opportunity. But
Moreno and Rivas try to give and go, and now Hartford quickly trying to counter. Rito plays it ahead for Openo. Goalie's out. Openo shoots, and he scores! And it looks like he might be offside again. 2 Antoine Openo goals called off for offsides.
He's on a phantom hat trick in that sense. Twice in the first 18 minutes. We get a second look here. It all matters where Openo is once the ball comes off of Rito's foot. And I tell you,
he's close. It didn't look like it, though.
It looked like he was in an onside position. He's pacey, so that it's deceptive. If you look up where he receives the ball, he's behind the last man, but it's when the ball comes off of Rito's foot. That did look like a well-timed run.
So Openo, who has only the 1 goal all year, has 2 wiped out. Nice hustle. That time by Kembo Cabato to get the ball away from awaiting Sante Moar. But again, here in the 19th minute, the 5th corner of the match. Let's get a look at that once again.
Where is Openo when the ball comes off of Rito's foot? If any part of his body that can legally touch the ball is beyond the last defender, he's offside. I don't know if it was.
Omid Namazi stalking the Hartford sidelines.
He probably has a more steadfast opinion of whether or not Openo was offside.
There you see Daniel Chesky talking to Tristan Hodge.
But this is where Hartford need to stay sharp. If they get frustrated against a side that in New Mexico can chip you down and wear away at you over the course of 90 minutes, they're going to look up in the second half and they're going to be on the wrong end of 3 or 4-0. They have to stay composed.
McGlynn heads it out of there. Sadie over Moar. Look out. It's almost the first ball we got up here this year. Josh Suggs hitting it towards Colts Park.
The Las Cruces native not taking any chances. The very experienced left back, center back. They had him listed as left mid today, but it looks like he's retreated to a left back role.
This crowd, especially in front of us, starting to get a little bit antsy. Not with the Hartford performance, but what they perceive as some calls that have not gone Hartford's way. Barrera plays it across to Lewis. Moreno takes him off the ball.
And these offside calls are tough. It's why at the highest level of the sport we have video review, and you see it's often a matter of millimeters, the timing of it. On these well-timed runs by Hartford, and even if Antoine Opino is a fraction offside, it can be called a well-timed run. It's a functional coin flip as to whether or not the flag will go up. And the person with the best vantage point is the linesman down there.
Cubato trying to sneak behind from the near touch line, but it's taken away by New Mexico. They lead it 1-0 on the Nicky Hernandez goal in the 13th minute. Kind of a change-up volley that beat Joe Rice. Now Ryden leaves it. They try to play the long ball a lot. They play a lot of what Omid Namazi calls kickball, something he said his team will not do.
Yeah, he's not fond of it. He said that how many times on the call? No kickball, got to play in a controlled manner, even if there are some growing pains adjusting to it.
Give and go. Hodge
a good tackle
with the slide tackle. It'll be Harry Swartz wanted the ball back, and Sergio Rivas wasn't going to give it to him. Now Swartz. Rivas drops back, and they form up again, playing the ball into the middle to Ryden. Squares it to Will Seymour, 31-year-old from Colorado Springs. Now Swartz into the box, and it's cleared out of danger by Hartford. Kept in on the volley. Hernandez with a push on Hodge, and that'll be a foul. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our Community Champions program, children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to matches free of charge. There's a bad pass, turnover, but Hartford gets it back. Lewis in the middle, plays it ahead for Sadie. Prince, 1v2, and Tambakis comes out to play it.
I think that may have been a little bit too direct by Andre Lewis. He didn't see Edgardo making a run alone up on the right side.
Long ball for Moreno. 1v1 with Mendez. Moreno jukes, goes left, stops, plays it back. Good defense by Mendez there. Played off to Rivas, to an overlapping Swartz. Headed out of there, and Tristan Hodge takes one for the team. The sixth corner coming up after Hodge headed that over the goal line as you look at Harry Swartz.
Well, even the ball in here, another tight offside decision that had to be made. New Mexico wise to keep playing. They end up getting a chance and now winning yet another corner. Joe, what are we up to, a half dozen now?
It's 6 for them, 1 for the local squad. Hartford just the one home win this year, 1-7-2 here at Trinity Health. New Mexico not exactly a gauntlet on the road, 3-6-2.
They have that built-in home field advantage at the Lab, playing at 5,300 feet of altitude in Albuquerque. I think a lot of sides come in there not realizing it's the equivalent of a Denver, Colorado, or even worse yet. So they're able to wear some teams out late on playing at that altitude and training at altitude.
And Hartford won a game at 115 degrees in Las Vegas. Last week, 98 degrees in San Antonio, and they held in until midway through the second half, later than midway, 75th minute, when San Antonio exploded.
That's been the story for them this year, is those last 15 to 20 minutes of matches kind of betraying the result.
Cabato knocks it off of Portillo, so it'll be a corner for Hartford. Yeah, Hartford has given up 14 goals in the 75th minute plus. That's not a formula for successful soccer.
No, and you can expand it out. They've been outscored 25-7 in second halves of games. They've actually had a hard time finding the net at home. Only 8 goals thus far in 10 home matches.
Played for the far post, header, second ball, cleared out by Henderson. It'll be a Hartford throw-in. Connor McGlynn trying to score in his second straight game. He's back in that center back position. Off to Modesto Mendez. Signed on Tuesday. Tries to change it for Cabato. Headed away. Nice play by Barrera. Swartz is back. Gets it away from Openo.
Antoine Openo has been all over the field so far through 25 minutes. It'll be asking a lot of him to go the full 90 at this rate. He's a guy who wasn't in the 11 each of the last 2. He's been going pedal to the floor through the first half hour.
Cabato gets taken down. Hard tackle on the play by the goal scorer, Nicky Hernandez. So it'll be Barrera and or Torres from about 25 yards out on the near touchline. Set pieces, Hartford had hoped would be a strong point this year. They haven't been either offensively or defensively. Barrera far posts it and it sails through. Rito will get there first. Good burst of speed against Suggs, who cleared. And Tambakas trying to say it should be a goal kick, but instead it'll be another corner for Athletic.
Yeah, Edgardo Rito here puts it into a dangerous area. You can see how the ball caroms, goes safely over the goal line. Joe, if that's 2 feet deeper, that's in the back of the net for an own goal.
Yeah, it was Ryden who knocked it over. Here's the corner from the left of Tambakis. In swinger, headed by Ryden. Cabato dribbles it out of bounds, and it'll be a United throw-in. Lyco Office Furniture, a proud sponsor of the Hartford Athletic. For over 40 years, Lyco Office Furniture has been furnishing startup to Fortune 500 companies all over New England. Go to lycoinc.com to learn more. 28th minute of play, along with Phil Murphy sitting in for, who's the other guy? Who's the guy who's normally here?
Mark Donaldson,
Mark Donaldson,
my good pal. Though I will say, Joe, 2 home matches that I've sat in for him, Athletic have a win and a draw. I know his home record isn't quite as strong.
I would say that's correct. Here's Lewis. 1v1 with Rivas. Gives to Cabato. Kembo, who looks to be as fit as he was earlier in the year before he got hurt in the home opener against Birmingham.
He's come off the bench in each of the last 4. He's in the 11 today. Again, a lot of it necessity because Elvisamo and Kyle Edwards are both unavailable with hamstring injuries. As Hartford has these slow, methodical buildups here, what they're looking to do is create overloads on either side wide, have an imbalance, have numbers on their side, and then from there be able to work forward and get a good shot on goal.
Hartford just 1 shot. That was not on target. Only 2 shots for New Mexico, but the only one on target was the Nicky Hernandez goal in the 13th minute.
They'll take their time. I mean, they will. New Mexico, you watched their game last week against Orange County. They only had two shots on goal the entire match. The first didn't come until 56 minutes. Now, certainly,
well, they're last in the
more
league in shots.
They are.
For a 500 team.
When they possess the ball in the attacking third, they're going to work through Moreno, and they'll give up a decent shot in hopes of a great one. And they're patient. I said before the match when you and I were talking about them, they're a little bit like a boa constrictor. They wait for you to make the mistake, then they make you pay. You look at the team, and the record has improved under Eric Quill. I think this is a style that he wants. And if Hartford defends like it has, frankly, in the last 2.5 months, New Mexico will be successful here. That's why Omid Namazi told us during the week it's a matter of effort and focus. and staying with runners and getting numbers behind the ball. Something that Hartford's done a decent job of, but again, you concede half a dozen corners. Statistically, the other team's going to get a scoring opportunity or two. New Mexico has capitalized on theirs thus far, and we're a half hour in.
Armando Moreno, number 10, leads United with 6 goals. Good steal. Here's Prince. Sadie into the offensive half. Slows it down. Looks for a runner. Lewis was kind of slow to react there. Allowed New Mexico to get back. Now Barrera.
Well, I think what happened with Lewis there, Modesto Mendez made the run from center back up to the right side, and Sadie just didn't see him. He saw Lewis pulling back. His eyes went to Lewis. He completely missed Mendez, and Lewis didn't want to occupy the same space.
In the middle, here's Lewis. Plays it left. Cabato into the box, and it'll be cleared out of danger. Off to Moar. Hartford keeps it. Torres in a hurry. Try to give and go. Sadie was taken down, and here comes New Mexico on a counter.
They want to go very direct, very vertical in these situations after they create turnovers.
Here's Moreno, covered by Mendez, who knocks it over the far touchline. Tonight's youth soccer affiliate of the match, Ginga FC. 1-0 New Mexico on the Nicky Hernandez goal in the 13th minute. Once again, very deliberate, almost lulling you to sleep. Eric Quill said his team has been playing on the front foot. That's the biggest change since he took over on June 17th for Zach Prince.
And that's where he says he was critical of his team last week, is when they go vertical in these counterattack scenarios, when things weren't there, they weren't then patient enough, as a shot on goal is easily collected by Joe Rice, to pull the ball back, find better ideas, get better with combination play, themselves unbalance the opponents, overload the opponents in wide areas. He said they got a little bit impatient last week against Orange County, which is why they didn't get a shot on goal to the 56th minute, only had 2 in a match, were shut out, and had a winning streak or an unbeaten streak come to an end. You saw there, they went on the counterattack. Moreno was shut down. They pull back. Didn't end up in a scoring opportunity, but I think stylistically that's more the target at which they're aiming.
Justin Portillo goes back for the intercept. Now Moar. Bad pass. Cabato on the counter. Kembo distributes left to Lewis. Plays it back to an open Barrera. Plays it square for Sadie. Off on the right, this is Rito against Suggs. Suggs tackles it away over the goal line. Goal kick for New Mexico.
Smart, patient defending by the 34-year-old Josh Suggs. He's getting his left foot in there, gets the ball tangled in Rito's legs and wins a goal kick, rather than either conceding a cross or the ball deflecting off of him out of bounds for a corner.
Suggs playing his 99th game for United. 12th year overall in the league. These two teams both came in 2019. Header by Rito. Openo slides. Slid because he got pushed, according to referee Danielle Chesky. So Hartford with the restart. As the band plays on in the background, trying to urge the home team on. Swartz there, and the second ball kicked out by Seymour. Tactically, do you like what Hartford's doing here?
I do, and I think Omin Namazi has to be very happy with it as well. Again, Joe, at worst, if those balls are played in a quarter of a second earlier, it could be 2-1 in their favor. Margins are so small. That's not to discredit New Mexico at all. Their goal wasn't ill-deserved, but Hartford offensively, I think they have to feel a little bit unlucky to have not found the goal yet with how they've been, both in terms of their counter-attacking play, how organized they've been defensively, and then in build-ups like this, very patient, finding guys in space. That ball a little bit heavy for Cabato as it goes out for a goal kick, but overall through 30 minutes, this seems like an improvement from where they've been in the last few weeks. The goal now, though, is to not get frustrated because it hasn't panned out into a goal. I think that's where things have gone wrong to this point this season. They hit a wall, a coin flip call goes against them. Then kind of mentally they get frustrated, they relax, they crumble, and a quality playoff aspiring team like New Mexico capitalizes and turns a 1-goal lead into 2 or 3.
Yeah, New Mexico at the start of play tonight, 1 point behind Phoenix, but with a game in hand. As you see, the 6'3" Greek, Alex Tombakis, start play, but Hartford easily takes over.
And we'll talk about upcoming schedules at halftime, but for New Mexico, they have 2, 3, and 4 in the Western Conference coming up after this per current standing. So they look at a team like Hartford, who has struggled at home, 8 goals total in 10 home matches played. If you're being candid as a supporter of the black and yellow, or the yellow and black, you see this match as an opportunity.
Lead ball for Sadie. Prince leaves it for Cabato. Kembo off to Lewis. In the middle, Torres. Now Lewis again. Sadie on the near touch line. And Eric Quill might have talked the assistant referee into that call. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuovo Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuovo Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop will donate meals to the Stop and Shop School Food Pantry program. And you know, Phil, it hasn't been the offense that's been a problem for Hartford this year. It's the league's worst defense, conceding 46 goals.
And it's weird. If you look at their home and away form, they have defended better at home, but they do have the worst home goal differential in all of the USL Championship at -11, because in home matches the offense has stalled out. They were just out of sync through that stretch of play in June where they played a number of matches at home, as you know all too well, having called those games. But then on the road, 5 at Monterey Bay allowed, 5 last week to San Antonio, 3 to Tulsa, excuse me.
Cabato tried to keep it in, but taken away. Here's Schwartz, gets around Openo. New Mexico again playing the long ball. Mendez hustles back. Here's Moreno. Plays it for Bruce. Nice play by Mendez to get it out of problem. Look out. Oh, Hodge. And Hernandez. Let's see what Danielle Chesky comes up with here. She will talk to both players. Last 2 games, Hartford has not gotten a yellow card. They've gone from the team with the most yellow cards in the league to now having only the 5th most with 61.
And if you stretch back the last 5 matches, they've only been booked 7 times. So it seems like they've cleaned up some disciplinary issues here. The tackle in and of itself didn't warrant a yellow card. In fact, Hodge had his jersey grabbed by Hernandez. I think there's some mutual frustration there as the referee's calling over both players now to ideally have this be the last of any kind of harsh interaction between the two. Just trying to take control of this. And this is the I'm telling you for the final time.
Right. This is your last warning. You'll have to go to detention next time it happens. And Hodge and Hernandez sort of patting each other. It'll be a free kick for Justin Portillo right in front of the Hartford bench. Chips towards the 18, into the box, headed wide. One thing that Omid Namazi said about Joe Rice last week, the one criticism he would have is that he was hesitant and not assertive. We saw that on the 2nd goal in the first half.
And with somebody in the scoring form that Tani Oluwaseyi is, any bit of margin you give a player like that, he's going to capitalize. Now, there's something also to be said about a guy who is in the MVP conversation.
Yes.
First 4-goal match in a few years we've seen in this league. So, yeah, Rice was slow to get off his line on the 2nd goal, but he more than made up for it with, again, a save that was named Save of the Week.
Lewis goes tumbling over Ryden. Swartz plays for Hernandez. Plays it back for Portillo. And once again, New Mexico will settle it back into their own half, being very patient with this 1-0 lead.
If it's not there, pull it out, get a better idea. That's what Eric Quill told you earlier in the week. That's what we're seeing here.
Approaching the 40th minute. In the middle, Sergio Rivas.
And with the 1-0 advantage, New Mexico is more than happy to pull it back, be patient, make Hartford make the first move, and then capitalize on any space or imbalance the defense may then present.
Rivas with space.
Chance to switch here if they want it.
In the middle to Moar. Chips towards the box, and Rito comes back to get ahead on it, but Hartford misplays it. Rivas drops it back to Josh Suggs. Plays it square to Santi Moar. Now Nicky Hernandez. On the right, Harry Swartz. One touch back to Hernandez. Play it in the middle for Bruce.
Good interplay.
Here's Moreno. Cuts to the left. He's got a shot, trying to load it up. He does. Save made. Rebound. Deflected wide. Two great plays by Rice to keep it a 1-0 match. Hernandez far posts it, and it's going to sail away.
And exhale. That was great buildup by New Mexico. Armando Moreno, the creator, the 1v1 specialist. He just makes guys miss. He takes it across the top of the box, the 18 with his left foot, fires on frame. Joe Rice makes one save, gets a body in front of it to deny Moar. That's exactly what New Mexico want to do. Slow buildup, then have the incisive, decisive, dangerous pass, beat one player one-on-one, and you create a goal-scoring opportunity.
Hartford Athletic would like to extend a special thanks to our partners, Jim Beam Bourbon and Hornitos Plata Tequila. Rivas off to Portillo. Now Moar. Shot from distance, punched out, and Moreno just missed on the rebound. Joe Rice suddenly very active here in the last 90 seconds or so as New Mexico United tries to build on its 1-0 lead.
He is, and that was a fine save. Unable to collect it. Maybe you'd like to see him deflect it a little wider of frame. Armando Moreno was there, but the priority, keep it out of the back of the net. Joe Rice having to go low and to his right to make that save.
Race for the ball, won by Cabato of Hartford. Athletic in the familiar green kits with blue shorts and the white letters and numbers. Now Barrera. We haven't called his name a lot. Not a lot for the captain to do in the opening 42 minutes. Here's McGlynn. Square to Hodge. Once again, you can see United sink back. 10 players in the defensive half of the field. Barrera touches back to Modesto Mendez. Now McGlynn.
Hartford have had a few chances in this first half. The majority of them have come in those very direct counterattacks where I think Opino surprised some of those center backs with his pace. But yet to capitalize to this point, though, Cabato getting the ball with some room.
Header goes wide, and Prince Zadie looks like he's holding on to his knee.
Ball played in by Cabato. Sadie climbs the ladder, can't quite get enough on it.
Came down awkwardly on that
holding
left
his leg. It didn't look like he rolled his ankle, but going to certainly take a look with him. This would be, if there is an issue, it would be very costly for Hartford. The absence of Elvis Amo and Kyle Edwards already removes 8 goals scored from the equation. That's your top scorer and your third leading scorer. Prince Sadie is at number 2 for the team with 5 on the season.
Prince will stay in. They did not call out the head athletic trainer, Mike Diaz.
Although I can see Mike down on the sideline. He was ready to go.
Yeah. It's like a cat down there. So it'll be a goal kick for Tambakis. Played for North Carolina FC for 3 years. Charleston for 2. He's been with New Mexico since 21. As we told you earlier, second all-time in USL history in saves and clean sheets. Hartford will try to counter. Sorry, here's Sadie against Portillo. Prince. Pass anticipated and stolen. Back comes New Mexico. Moreno plays it up ahead on the left. Mendez back to defense. Sergio Rivas to Hernandez, and nothing there, and they'll calmly reset. Hernandez crossfield to Swartz. Should be finding out stoppage time in a moment here. Now Swartz.
We're getting word it's going to be 3 minutes on the fourth official's board for stoppage time.
Here's Rivas in the box. Bangs it off Cabato. And it will be a Hartford possession.
Cabato is covering a lot of ground in that left midfield role. For a guy who hasn't played a ton of minutes in the last month, his fitness will be tested here today, though it is a very pleasant night for it. Hartford having played in the heat of the West Coast and down in San Antonio.
And as Phil told you, our Brignall Vineyard stoppage time, 3 minutes of stoppage time. 1-0 New Mexico. Hartford had 2 Openo goals waved off for apparent offsides, though both were extremely close. And you don't know if there was VAR, if they would have been, if those calls would have held up. It was that close.
And I will say, the coin flip calls, this isn't a anti-Hartford New Mexico thing at all. It seems as though the linesman on the side where New Mexico's attacking right now has been a little bit more lenient with those 50-50 balls played through. Hartford going that way in the second half. Perhaps there's opportunity there that similar timing from a ball Rito into Openo, the flag may stay down.
Moreno in the middle. Plays the ball back to Will Seymour. Patiently back to Ryden, back to Seymour. Swartz up on the right. Gets it to Moar. In the middle, Portillo. Swings it over on the left to Suggs. Now Daniel Bruce. Drop to Sergio Rivas. To Portillo. Once again, the patient style of New Mexico. Hodge anticipates, but can't get the steal. Good job that time by Lewis, as Moar tried to draw the foul, and Daniel Chesky was not buying it. Shots are 6-3 New Mexico. Shots on target 4-0. Joe Rice with 3 saves. He had a game earlier this year with 7 saves. Now Cabato cuts to the middle, plays it square to Torres, drops to McGlynn. This is Modesto Mendez, one of 2 additions to Athletic. The other we expect to see in the second half, the diminutive Ghanan, Daniel Bloyu. Now Barrero, 1-on-4, drops to Lewis. Plays it open on the right to an open Rito. He controls, drops it back. And Torres called for the foul as we are coming to the close to the end of half number 1.
And I think Hartford realized they only had maybe 1 opportunity left to play it in the box before the first half whistle blows, which we'll hear any second now. In fact, there it is. So looking for the perfect opportunity, it never arose.
45 minutes in the books here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hartford had 2 Antoine Openo goals. That's him waved off. But Nicky Hernandez's goal in the 13th minute counted. So as we go to the break, it's New Mexico United 1, Hartford Athletic 0. Our halftime activities are next here on MyTV9 and ESPN+.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
It's your main man, Dave Drops. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, we got something extra sweet for you. Over there at Jim's Do Donuts, we got something twice as sweet with a little sweet treat that you definitely want to eat. And then, of course, at Ted's Restaurant, come on, baby, savory and spicy. Nice little connection. It's all happening August 19th, Trinity Health Stadium with the Hartford Athletic. Bam!
45 minutes in the books at Trinity Health Stadium. Jody Ambrosio, Phil Murphy. 1-0 New Mexico United leads. And I don't want to say it's a fair result because we don't know about those offsides, but an evenly played first half.
Very evenly played. I think both teams have reason to feel optimistic for the final 45 minutes, but you can tell the margins are a whisker from Hartford having found the goal not once but twice. Edgardo Rito here playing through. Did Antoine Openo touch it? If he did, Andre Lewis is offside. Flag should go up. If he didn't, this goal was unjustly disallowed in the 5th minute. Then the breakthrough in the 13th minute. Nicky Hernandez kicks it into the ground, puts it on frame. Good things happen.
Hartford also had another goal turned around, but this was a good play by Hernandez off the header. Second ball goes to New Mexico, and Rice can't get over and cover it. That's the only goal we've had in the first 45 plus for Hernandez, his second goal of the year. Here's Hartford on the attack again.
Here's the second one. If the first margin was close on the offside, this one was even closer. Openo was convinced this should have counted as the equalizer. Great composure from the Parisian. It just doesn't count, which is why New Mexico is 1-0 to the good through 45 minutes.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half here as you look at this terrific crowd at Trinity Health Stadium. You can see
possession stat is staggering to me.
Yeah.
3-1, but you can tell over the last month, if you look at matches in which Hartford has won the possession, they actually have gone on to lose or draw the match. The rare times they've won in Las Vegas, they were actually on the wrong end of a 70-30 split. Technically no shots on target because both of the, we thought, goals were disallowed by offside. New Mexico just 2 shots on target. The one went in from Nicky Hernandez, the experienced player who played under Eric Quill at North Texas Soccer Club and won a championship last year with San Antonio. Cool finish for him. That's our different thus far. An exciting 45 minutes yet to come.
1-0, New Mexico on top. More of our halftime activities coming up next.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Colorado Springs, Enriquez. Header down Hartford! Jimmy Hartford gets one back for Colorado Springs.
Well, on the goal line, a second one finds Twine. And Philip Goodrum in the 89th minute with a potential game-winning goal.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Halftime in Hartford, visiting New Mexico United with a 1-0 lead over Athletic. Phil, let us get to the storylines in USL Championship. This week is the season already past the halfway mark. Teams starting to jockey for playoff positions. And first off, a memory Hartford would like to forget.
Taniolo Shea, the third hat trick of the season for him. The first 4-goal match in the USL Championship in 4 years. He was terrific in a 5-2 win by the defending USL champions, who seem to be rounding into terrific form. Tampa Bay Rowdies are having a great season in the East, Joe. Neil Collins leaves the club to go coach at Barnsley in the League One in England. Nicky Law comes in, first match, a 3-0 win over Tulsa.
And the Midwest matchup, the USL Summer Showcase on the Deuce. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and FC Tulsa, Wednesday at 9.
Two teams that beat Hartford after the 85th minute, 88th minute. For Tulsa, it was the 95th minute. Philip Goodrum getting the match winner. Should be a fun one Wednesday night on ESPN2.
All right, let's take a look at the standings here in USL Championship. And you're going to see the top 7 teams there. Pittsburgh will host Tampa Bay tonight. Charleston, a 1-0 loser to Oakland last night. Lou City beat Tulsa earlier in the week. The 8th place team, who you don't see, is Indianapolis. They're 3 points behind Tulsa, but Detroit only 1 point behind them.
Yeah, and Miami currently leading 2-0 over El Paso Locomotive in the West, so they're climbing the ladder. A lot of games going on, Joe, as we speak. So you see some matches in hand, some disparity between games played. This is very volatile and very tight. You can see you've got clubs with a 1-goal difference to the good that's in second place, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies in third with, again, 2 matches in hand, but they're plus 15 in goal differential. A lot going on right now as these teams jockey for position with the playoffs still 2 months away.
Well, as they say, you can't explain soccer, Phil. Let us take a look. It's been an active year on the sidelines. We've had 5 coaching changes. There's only 24 teams in the league, and this is all since May 1st.
June was very volatile. We know it well with Hartford Athletic. Tab Ramos out, Omi Namazi promoted from within. New Mexico United had Eric Quill take over. So New Mexico United, last week they play Orange County, who had Richard Chaplow give way in early May to the Dane. In early May, gave way to the Dane, Morton Carlson. And then the Tampa Bay Rowdies, that was more Neil Collins getting promoted. He gets signed by EFL League One's Barnsley. He played throughout the English Football League in his career as a center back, so congratulations to him. But Tampa Bay Rowdies, a seamless transition to Nicky Lane, 3-0 winners in his first match in Charlotte.
Strategically, do you expect to see any difference out of Hartford in the second 45?
Well, I think they're going to be watching very intently with how the first 15 minutes goes. Again, your only striking option on the bench is a guy who got here yesterday. Danny Bloyu, when we were talking earlier in the week, yesterday, we weren't sure that the paperwork, the facts would get in and be processed in time for him to suit up in the 18. The other guys who are available are all left backs and right backs and center mids. if Hartford are chasing a goal in 15 to 20 minutes, we will see somebody who's going to go out there and have to introduce himself to the other 10 guys on the pitch.
Below you probably came down 91 South. We'll be back with second half action here on MyTV9 and ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
It's your main man, Dave Drops. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, we got something extra sweet for you. Over there at Jim's Do Donuts, we got something twice as sweet with a little sweet treat that you definitely want to eat. And then, of course, at Ted's Restaurant, come on, baby, savory and spicy. Nice little connection. It's all happening August 19th, Trinity Health Stadium with the Hartford Athletic. Bam!
Both teams back on the pitch, and as you look at the billboard near the highway, it's a busy month of August for Hartford Athletic, and a month where if they have any hopes of getting to the playoffs, they have to get 3 points in games, not one.
12 points thus far on the season. There are 12 points available on that board in the next 21 days. We saw Dame Drops night on August 19th. Joe, the opponents aren't listed here. That is of importance. They play Pittsburgh both home and away this month, the 12th and 23rd. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, not just first in the East, but they're currently 1-0 up at halftime over the Tampa Bay Rowdies through Albert Diqua. This could be the best team in the East. Hartford's schedule isn't easy. They still got to play Pittsburgh twice. They have to play Tampa Bay twice.
Right.
This is why a match like this, and against a team who so far they have seemed like an equal, down 1-0, all season they haven't gotten these results. Today they must.
Hartford 0-5-3. Or I'm sorry, when trailing at halftime, they're 0-6-0. When they're tied at halftime, it's 0-5-3. Hartford will have the ball first. No changes coming out of the locker room. It'll be Kembo Cabato, who you see talking to referee Danielle Chesky. The only goal, Nicky Hernandez in the 13th minute. As we showed you in the stats, shots are heavily in favor. Now they've given, somehow at halftime, they've come up with an extra shot for New Mexico. So shots are now 8-3. Shots on target are 5-0.
Well, Hartford know, unfortunately, they know all too well, it's only the shots that go in the net that count. And they find themselves behind yet again. And I mentioned it off the top, it's worth repeating.
Well, Luke Merrill is in for Kembo Cabato. So you talked about Kembo. He'd only played 86 minutes since coming off the injured list 4 games ago. So he'll be replaced by Luke Merrill. And that's difficult for Hartford because Cabato maybe had played some of his best soccer of the year thus far. Here's a turnover. Moreno tries to find Bruce. Drop back to Hernandez. Plays it square for Moar. Off on the right it goes. Swartz gives to Hernandez. Tried a through ball. Hartford said nothing to it, and Andre Lewis sprinting out of the pack. Pass too far for Openo.
They didn't have any numbers going forward. Nobody was coming up the right side. Back on Cabato leaving the pitch, I mean, he was going touchline to touchline. It seems as though there was a conversation coming in that he was going 45 to 60 minutes max, leave it all out there. Now they bring in Luke Merrill, a guy who was a 90-minute regular earlier in the season. He went 90 minutes 5 times in 6 matches in June. He's only gotten 20 minutes total since July 16th. He's going to be asked to go 45 here.
On the road trip. Didn't even play against Las Vegas. Played just 8 minutes last week. So just the start of things. Second half in Hartford. Mendez uses the body and then pushes Bruce, and nothing called.
Ahmed Namazi said he was brought in for, among other things, his bite. He saw some teeth there on that tackle.
I think we saw his bite is tougher than his bark.
Well, he just seems like a big presence in that back line. He stands out, 6'2", pacey player. We can see the physicality. He has integrated very well into this back line. You would never know this is his first time slipping on the green and blue.
In fact, it was Bruce that had the hand on him, and he didn't even budge.
Yeah, Bruce has given up a good 6 inches, though, in that head-to-head. I mean, if this were MMA, those guys would be in very different weight classes.
Daniel Bruce listed as 5'6", Modesto Mendez 6'2".
But he's from the northwest of England, so maybe a little extra toughness in that 5'6" frame.
Barrera plays it up ahead for Openo. Antoine tries to gather and can't. And it'll be a goal kick.
He's frustrated. That was a great ball over the top. And that was Luke Merrill who struggled to bring that in.
Merrill.
Just a heavy first touch there for Merrill, and he knows he probably should have done better with that.
Now, what does New Mexico do in a 1-0 game that they lead on the road? They can't change too much of their strategy because it's so early here in the second half.
I think they remain very patient offensively. They limit the opportunities for Hartford to counterattack. I don't think the script changes all that much. If the direct option is there to go vertical, take it. If not, pull it back out, get better ideas. Joe, something
nice play by Openo.
We need to watch over the next couple minutes. Right before that throw-in, Edgardo Rito grabbed his hamstring and grimaced. We've had a hamstring plague on this team right now. Be interesting to see how his legs are over the next few.
Moreno, after blowing by Barrera, gets the ball up. Here's Portillo. Plays it on the left. Drop back. Suggs moving up. He'll play the ball back to Kalen Ryden, wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Sam Hamilton, who got a red card at the 97th minute of their loss last week to Orange County.
Yeah, Thomas Among had a clear goal scoring opportunity. Hamilton, a strategic foul, but denying a clear goal scoring opportunity. Instead of 2-0 loss, now you lose Hamilton for this match. He's on that red card suspension.
As they try to give and go, Moreno can't get a boot on it. Hernandez can't control, but a giveaway by Barrera. You know, we saw that possession stat, Phil, at halftime, and pretty dominant.
Yeah, it didn't feel that lopsided in time of possession as we watch. Ooh, loose pass there that Prince Sadie nearly gets to, but Andre Lewis collects.
Here's Lewis, but he's worked off the ball. Nice defense.
Good tackle.
Yeah, great play by Swartz. And back patiently comes the United.
Eric Quill said Swartz is the type of guy who will run through a brick wall. It's why he was a fan favorite when he played here in Hartford. It's why they've taken to him in Albuquerque, and you saw it there. Just consistent, mentally tough, relentless, working back, stopping what would have been a situation in which Hartford had numbers.
Said he has elite endurance as you look at Eric Quill.
And they ask a lot of him. He'll play right back. He'll move up into a right midfielder role. He can get forward. He's smart in the box. He's a really complete player.
Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium, Saturday, August 19th, when Athletic hosts Miami FC. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. Hartford searching for the equalizer. Connor McGlynn had moved up.
Very far forward for the center back, Connor McGlynn. I mean, he's in a center back role today. He's played a lot of center midfield, and now with Luke Merrill coming in for Kembo Kabato, maybe that gives McGlynn a little bit more freedom to move forward. He did have the opener against San Antonio, scored a goal in the 10th minute, the first of 7 ultimately scored in that match between the teams.
Nicky Hamilton, the only goal in the 13th minute. Now Rito open on the right.
Very good ball.
Plays it in. Shot and a save made. Nice job by Sadie. First save of the night for Alex Tambakis.
There was nothing doing when Juan Pablo Torres took over that ball from the middle of the field. He puts it on a platter for Rito, who puts it into the box. And then Prince Sadie spinning with the outside of his left foot. That was on frame. That was a save by Alex Tambakis.
On the counter, here's Hernandez, but he can't get through Rito. Plays it up ahead for Barrera. Lead ball for Opino.
Flag stays down.
He's onside. Waits for the cavalry to show up. It does in the person of Rito. Edgardo drops it back. Barrera chips it towards the far post. Header in the air. Opino can't get to it.
He had half a thought for an overhead volley.
Yeah,
like thought better of it.
Like the goal of the year we saw last
Nico
night.
Brett from Birmingham. If you haven't seen it, hop on social media. Nico Brett, in a loss by Birmingham, had what is, for my money, the goal of the season in USL Championship.
Back comes New Mexico. Rivas, Moar. They try to play off of him, and here's McGlynn going end line to end line. Dangerous pass back, but Rice comes off the line to make the play. Now Modesto Mendez. Played up ahead. Here's Sadie. Little light on the pass, and Suggs was able to steal for New Mexico. Now Moreno. In the middle to Hernandez. Portillo distributes on the left to Bruce. Into the box, Hernandez. Nice slide tackle. Connor McGlynn.
Very, very well-timed slide by Connor McGlynn.
And when we talked to Omid Namazi, he made it a point to say he knows what's said on social media about McGlynn's ability to play center back. He believes none of it.
Yeah, he's been a regular in the 11 for much of the season. It is his 18th start in the 20 appearances he's had. He said, yeah, maybe Namazi said maybe McGlynn's a little limited with pace, but his style of play makes up for it. He solves a lot of problems at the back.
Now Moreno for Bruce running onto it. Here's a shot, and it's airmailed by Rivas. The other thing about McGlynn, feels he never comes out. He's played the full 90 minutes in the last 15 games.
He's 24 years old. That's the benefit of being young, but you know, he's 6'4". He's a big presence in that back line. Once he and Modesto Mendez develop some chemistry, I think it's going to solve a lot of the defensive issues that have plagued Hartford. Again, 46 goals allowed on the season is the worst in all of USL Championship. They've looked fairly organized in the back thus far. But again, it's a lot of match left to be played. This is where, though, Namazi says he likes McGlynn. Passes just like that to Opino, who plays it forward to Lewis.
Lead ball for Lewis. Andre knocked away. There's a pretty ball played by Opino to Lewis, and it'll be a corner for Hartford.
And McGlynn wasn't far from the hockey assist. Plays it straight forward, plays it to feet. Opino, very assertive, very decisive, very direct. It took a lunging challenge for that to not be on frame.
Fourth corner of the night for Hartford.
Number
It'll
2
be
Mendez.
Torres. Headed out of there by Ryden. Kept in by Athletic. Chipped back towards Opino. And Suggs heads it out.
Out to safety. He wasn't sure how close Rito was behind him. You saw the communication between Tabakis and his big center back, his experienced center back. But I could see on that previous corner, Joe, Modesto Mendez was the target man making a near post run. No Elvis Amo, who's 6'3". You have Mendez, who's 6'2" in the box. Very physical. If he can get ahead on the ball, Hartford has a good chance of equalizing this.
This will be Barrera from the left of Tambakis. Plays it out. Chipped in. I can't find McGlynn. And Merrill almost with a giveaway. Rice playing that sweeper keeper has to get back between the woodwork.
Yeah, they had a corner that was clearly built off the training ground.
Moreno's tripped.
The problem is on those corner kicks, when you have all the bodies forward, you make yourself susceptible to counterattacks. Merrill has a missed hit, missed touch, salvaged it to a degree, getting the header back to Rice, but Rice couldn't get the full clearance on. Now New Mexico has a set piece in a very dangerous area. Smack dab in the middle of the field, 35 yards out. Probably a bit far to have a shot on goal, but there's a lot you can do. You can play this low and wide, or you can try and chip it over the top and get it into that real dangerous area 8 to 10 yards out from goal.
It'll be Justin Portillo to take it. They have 6 players at the 18. Chips it in, headed up. Openo kicked in the head, or rather Merrill. And that should be our first yellow card of the match, and it is. Going to Will Seymour in the 57th minute.
Yeah, we haven't said Will Seymour's name a lot. The Oregon State alumnus, the Englishman who played at a couple English academies in his youth. High boot there, dangerous play. You're responsible for your body. His boot was more than shoulder high. Now, Merrill's holding the back of his head. He seems to be doing okay, but that's a fine decision to go to the pocket for the referee.
Since 2018, the fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spa. Whether you need a quick B12 shot to increase energy or a vitamin infusion to rehydrate, it's the place to reset your mind and body. Take time, treat yourself, and invest in your health. Another corner kick for Athletic, their third in the last 4 minutes.
Opting for the in-swinger here from the captain, Barrera. Using his left foot, he's going to aim near post or far post on the 6-yard box. No, they're going short.
Plays it back to Rito. Off to Torres. Now Rito on the right. Sends it towards the box. Clear it out. And it'll be another corner kick as Seymour knocks it out.
Sadie's going quick as well.
Here's Barrera at the 18. To Lewis. Barrera headed up. Hodge goes for it against Swartz. Tristan dribbles out to try to reset, and they drop the ball back to Lewis. 1-0, New Mexico. The lead holding up since the 13th minute on the Nicky Hernandez goal. Pass for Rito intercepted. And
very well read by Josh Suggs.
Here come New Mexico with numbers. Moreno slows it down as he gets to midfield. Plays to the open Portillo in the middle. And then they send it all the way across the pitch, changing fields. Swartz will drop it back to Seymour. And once again, a patient attack. Cross field to Suggs. Gives it on the left to Moreno. 1v1 with Rito.
That's exactly where they want Moreno. When these wide chances, beat a player, make an aggressive pass. Well defended by McGlynn, but they're not out of danger yet.
Taken again by Seymour. In the middle, here's Rivas. Moreno spins free. Moreno, defended by Mendez, sends it clear. Bruce can't get a boot on it. Blocked. Not out of danger yet. Now it is. Good help defense by Hartford that time.
Numbers behind the ball. That was all started by a very tight, very effective turn by Moreno, just beating his defender. A couple times the ball's put into a dangerous area. A lot of bodies in front of the ball. In Hartford's win over Las Vegas, that's something they did very well. As it looks like Beverly Makangila is getting stripped on the sideline, getting ready to sub in, as is soon-to-be Hartford debutant Danny Bloyu, signed yesterday.
Sadie taken down by Portillo, and the foul is called. Flourish Catering, proud to be the official caterer of Hartford Athletic. Flourish Catering offers individually packaged and buffet-style catering for teams, meetings, and organizations. Eat like an athlete with Flourish Catering. So Beverly Makangila talking to Omid Namazi, and Danielle Bloyu also is taken off the warm-up. Here's Rito on the run. Edgardo gets it back. Taking off the ball. Back comes a speedy Moreno. Sadie tried to get a hand on him, and he couldn't. Now in the middle, Sergio Rivas. Plays it up ahead, and a great play. Cleared out of there by Tristan Hodge.
This is end-to-end stuff. This is really entertaining from these guys as we pass the hour mark.
Now, back to slow it down with Portillo, trying to link things up in the middle. Over to Armando Moreno, their leading goal scorer with 6. They're also missing one of their subs, Alex Wagner, who's got a couple of goals this year, has gone off to begin school at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, the 18-year-old's on an academy contract, Santa Fe High School, so he's a native New Mexican. Committed to the University of Michigan. He had the game-winning goal in their match against Detroit early last month, I should say, on the 8th of July. Somebody who's kind of a fan favorite, not available because he's headed to Ann Arbor.
Moreno gets a boot on it, and we've got a foul called, and Macangila and Beaulieu, or rather Bloyu, getting set to check in. So Macangila will come in for Juan Pablo Torres, making his 6th appearance of the year. And Danny Barrera comes out in the 63rd minute. We see the debut of the 5'6" Ghanaian, Daniel Bloyu.
And any Hartford fans, this is the first time you're seeing Daniel Bloyu in the 63rd minute of this match. Hasn't quite found traction in the professional ranks, but go watch his highlights from Penn State. You'll have a lot of reason to be excited. This kid is fearless in the box. He's 5'6", but he scored goals where, I mean, he is putting his body on the line. It almost looks like a kung fu movie, how he's flying in, getting head to ball, getting on frame. Very, very aggressive in the box.
Here's Sadie streaking up the left. Sorry, Phil. One-on-one with Swartz. And a save made by Tambakis as Daniel Bloyu was right there waiting for the rebound.
Those pillowy hands on display.
Good move by Sadie.
On his favored left foot. Out swinging. Little over the head of the 5'6", 5'7", Danny Bloyu, the young man born in Accra, Ghana.
Played 2 years at Old Dominion, then played 33 games in 2 years at Penn State. 12 goals, 9 assists, all Big Ten. Of course, with all this conference realignment, you can play for 24 teams, being all Big Ten selection.
Penn State's been in the Big Ten since 1993, but
Yeah.
Big Ten soccer, when he played there, they only had 9 teams in the conference.
Right.
Part of the conference championship winning team playing under Jeff Cook, who is raving about the kid's potential. He was a super draft pick of Atlanta United, and then has kind of bounced around. He was loaned from FC Tucson to Ljungskile in Sweden. Now he's in the green and blue for the remainder of the year, and at no time like the present to bring in a striker when your first and third leading scorer are missing this match with hamstring injury.
Yeah, Kyle Edwards, 7 goals. Elvis Amo, 4. Here's Bloyu. Trying to link the attack. Now Macangila, who has seen more game action in the last couple of weeks. This will be one of the biggest amounts of game action he will see as Opino couldn't get there. And I think we get a foul on Antoine.
Yeah, foul. Kalen Ryden's been, if you've watched any New Mexico United games, he's been taking a lot of hard knocks. He's a brave defender, and at 32, he's going to put his body on the line. Sometimes he ends up on the wrong end of it. I mean, he limped off the field in that win over, I believe it was Detroit. He got subbed off in that match. He's a hard-nosed guy. But going back to Macangila, just 31 minutes total on the pitch for Athletic since the 1st of April. He's seen 5 minutes here, 6 minutes there earlier this month. With stoppage time, he's going to be asked to go a half hour here, and he's going to be asked to go hard in a game that Hartford are chasing.
1-0 in favor of New Mexico. Westfield Bank, proud to support Hartford Athletic and all they do to make our communities better. Need more convenience from your bank? Well, at Westfield Bank, you can bank your way. Learn more at westfieldbank.com. Jody Ambrosio, Phil Murphy, in for Mark Donaldson, who's on assignment. Will rejoin me on August 19th. Sir Thomas of Stanwix, Tom Stanwix, our producer, the inimitable Bobby Kaplan, our director, and the Power Station crew. Hartford looking for the equalizer. Again, this is a stretch where they play 4 or 5 games at home, and Omid Namazi kind of echoing what Tab Ramos was said. Tab Ramos always said you have to win your home games. Well, no, they really have to win their home games.
Yeah, they're out of options. I mean, it is statistically improbable for them to be playing playoff soccer here. But it's a matter of you don't have to worry about getting the 12 points in the 4 home matches they have in the next month or so. You got to get 3 points today. You got to find the goal. I mean, it's 8 goals scored in 10 home matches to this point.
Modesto Mendez called for the foul as he roughed up Daniel Bruce.
And a league worst -11 goal differential at home. You want to defend the home field. It's a good crowd out here tonight. They've been supportive. It's a matter of putting it together. They were unlucky not to find the goal in the first half as Mendez gets called for a foul here. A little trip there on Bruce. Maybe a little overzealous going in, creating an opportunity now and possession in the attacking third for New Mexico United.
Played back to Moar. Try to go one touch with Hernandez. Hernandez gets tripped up by Merrill, and the foul is called. Fouls, 9 against New Mexico, 6 against Athletic as Merrill clipped him from behind. You wonder if you'll see Matt Sheldon tonight. Leads the team in minutes played with 1,577, but after starting the last 3 games and 19 of 20, found himself with a seat on the bench at the start tonight.
Well, the 3 players available still, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, Robin Laffert, Kaveh Rod, Matt Sheldon. I mean, you've got a center back, you've got a right back, and you've got somebody who's played a lot of right back here. If you're chasing the game, you're 1-0 the wrong way, unless it's a matter of freshness. There aren't any real attacking options remaining for this side.
Right, exactly. Well, the only option they had off the bench was Below You, and he is in.
He's calling for the ball here.
Great job. Here's Sadie. Plays it back for Merrill, who streaked up the left touchline. Back in the middle for Lewis. Square to Macangila. Puts one on goal. And he scores! Beverly Macangila from distance to tie the match in 1.
What a strike for a guy who you don't think is the goal-scoring threat. New Mexico United gave him space. You don't blame him. I mean, that's just 30 yards out, Joe.
Beats Tambakis to his left. Brass Bonanza blares from the speakers, and we are square at 1. What a goal!
I mean, 5 appearances this year for Athletic, 27 last year for Colorado Springs, 27 the year before. No goals.
His first USL goal in 64 games played. And has that sent a jolt of energy into the crowd here at Trinity Health?
Not a bad way to find your way onto a score sheet for the first time. What a hit from Macangila. And now we're into the ever-ominous 70th minute, Joe, where
Ruh-roh.
Ties have become losses, wins have become draws, and even against Charleston Battery here on this field, a win became a loss. Hartford, this is where Omid Namazi has said they need to focus, they need to stay sharp, and for New Mexico now, they came in hoping for 3 points against one of the teams toward the bottom of the league. They're going to be going forward. We're set up for a very entertaining final 20 to 25 minutes.
Deflected out of bounds by Rito. Pontillo and Suggs. Pontillo gets it back. Back to Seymour. I mean, I can't get over that shot by Beverly Macangila. If you had Macangila on your bingo card for scoring Hartford's first goal tonight, congratulations.
Guy who's played 30 minutes since the 1st of April. We're talking 4 months. He's played for a half hour. He subs on with 70 minutes. It's an absolute thunderbolt. past Alex Tabakis.
Well, it's a theme. Blow-U's been here for 30 minutes. McIngill has played 30 minutes. Into the box, and nice job by Mendez to get there before the lurking Bruce goes over the touchline on the far side. Tonight's match, presented by Brignall Vineyards, located in the heart of East Granby and spanning 15 acres, Brignall Vineyards is a hub for local wine lovers. Everything from their newly built winery to their wines themselves, they've all been handcrafted to reflect the town's regional charm. Looks like we will see Matt Sheldon. Here is a shot and a goal! Antoine Opino! And they don't wave that one off. And Hartford takes a 2-1 lead. And Opino's the guy they're summoned for. Or they were gonna.
Joe, I told you when he showed up to the match, he was wearing the Arsenal Invincibles 03-04 kit, the team that famously went 38 Premier League matches without suffering a loss. The margin for Hartford, no more losses. Ball's played in. We couldn't see it when it came off the feet. It was another tight call, but this near side official has kept his flag down more so than the far side official. 2 well-timed runs in the first half, both goals waved off by offside. He could be on a hat trick. He'll take the one as Athletic now lead 2-1 in a match they must have.
Second goal for the Frenchman, Antoine Opino. Career goal number 40. And suddenly, New Mexico playing from behind.
Well, there are only a half dozen or so guys in USL history with 30 goals and 30 assists. Opino's one. Finding himself on the score sheet again, and it couldn't have come at a bigger moment for this team.
And here they come again. Opino to Sadie. Off on the left to Lewis.
And you can see just the bounce and confidence they're playing with now. They've seen the ball go in a couple times.
A little too far for Blow-U, and Seymour gets to it. So Antoine Opino, who had 2 goals waved off by offsides in the first half, with the beautiful move is in the 72nd minute. So 2 goals within 4 minutes.
And even the shot itself wasn't perfectly placed. I mean, it was right at Alex Tabakis, but he went pace over place, just put it through the goalkeeper, darn near through the net into the VIP suites, and it's 2-1 to the good. Now Hartford need to hold on, or, I'm sure they would prefer it, extend their lead.
They were looking for Blow-U, but he couldn't get away from Ryden.
Edgardo Rito has been covering a lot of ground in this half as he worked up forward there on the counterattack, then he worked back to Mark Armando Moreno. He's somebody who himself is newer to the club, has been running up and down this right side. You wonder if he might be a candidate for a late substitution and fresh legs, because he has covered a lot of mileage.
Here's Rito. Moreno couldn't grab his jersey. They say play on. Edgardo in the middle. Now Blow-U tries to blow by the defense. Rito plays the ball back. Andre Lewis as we approach the 75th minute.
The calming presence of Andre Lewis there, because that's the kind of situation they want to avoid. Macangila makes a high-risk pass. You don't want to give it to Moreno and have them have New Mexico United get numbers going the other way.
We have 2 subs set to check in. Greg Hurst will come in for Daniel Bruce, the Scotsman for the Englishman, and Jacobo Reyes, who has not played at all this year, will come in as well. And they take out Senti Moar. So Jacobo Reyes, 5'5" out of Harris, Texas.
Yeah, he's on loan from Monterrey and Liga MX. 4 appearances for that club, 111 minutes, 46 of which came in his lone start. University of Portland product. Turns 23 Friday. He is diminutive, but he's got a nose for goal. He represented the U.S. at the U17 World Cup in 2017. Has previously played for the Mexico U15s. This is his first time slipping on the black and yellow. In the absence of Alex Wagner, who's headed to Ann Arbor, he trades black and yellow for maize and blue. Now they have another young star who they hope can, for New Mexico, can find an equalizer.
Openo 1v2. Carries it over the touchline. And it'll be a throw-in. The Performance Lab is an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. On the goals by Macangila and Openo, 3 minutes apart. Athletic with the lead. Nice ball by Blow-You.
1-2.
Kept in. Merrill could not keep it in. And it'll be a throw-in on the far side.
It was a great idea, and that's what Hartford in the early stages against San Antonio were able to do quite well with the then fit Elvis Amo and Prince Sadie, is pull some defenders out of position, create a little interchange and imbalance, and then have offensive opportunities. Merrill just a half second late getting his foot on the ball. It goes over the line for a throw.
And we've got a Hartford player down at midfield, and it is Tristan Lewis.
Yeah, Andre Lewis.
Andre
Lewis missed time earlier this year with injury, but again, on this club, who hasn't?
He's all right. Might have cramped up a little bit as he grabs the left hamstring. As you look at the Athletic supporters, swaying to the beat of the drum. Hartford looking to start this month of August. Reyes with his first touch. Played up ahead, McGlynn and Macangila beating to the ball. Reyes can't control the dribble, stolen away.
Joe, with stoppage time, we probably have 17, 18 minutes of match left. It's hard to overstate the importance for this Hartford team, not just in this match, but the rest of this homestand, to close this out.
Macangila through ball, and Blow-You couldn't get it. Openo slides and knocks it over the goal line.
Yeah, something Omid Namazi told us this week that really stood out with closing out these matches is to have a, quote, no matter what mentality. He said some guys who have worked their way out of the 11 haven't been brave enough in situations like this. He didn't name names, but he said this is not far from a winning team. The guys who were on the field and trusted to close out these matches with a lead have to have a no matter what mentality. And you saw that from Antoine Openo, a slide tackle 100 yards from goal to put it out for a goal kick.
Plenty of room for Suggs. To Moreno on the left. He's been active.
He's a very dangerous player.
Cuts to the right. Plays it square. Settled by Portillo, left footer. Knocked away by McGlynn. United keeps possession. Chip towards the goal. Headed by Mendez. Second ball played by Suggs. Knocked free. Rivas gives it off. Here's a shot. And an easy save made by Joe Rice. And once again, we have another Hartford. We have one Hartford player down in the box, and it's Modesto Mendez.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what happened to him on the replay, but he appears to be holding his hip area. Modesto Mendez, somebody who's just signed on Tuesday of this week as he's helped to his feet.
Holiday Inn Express Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, the hotel will make your stay convenient and cost-effective. Jody Ambrosio, Phil Murphy, and our crew on goals by Beverly Macangila from distance, maybe 30 yards, and Antoine Openo on a partial breakaway. Athletic with a 2-1 lead, looking for just their second win at Trinity Health this year. As the fans on the far, are you singing an encore? Is that why the flying lights?
One more song. Maybe they want one more goal. One for the road, a little bit of breathing room.
I have to admit, I was very impressed with you during halftime, as you were working two phones as if you were Adam Schefter or Adrian Wojnarowski. Very impressed by that, Phil.
I have my notes on one phone. I have my Google on the other phone. Yeah, my research. I mean, we've got debutantes left and right though in this match. You could watch every match for these teams this year. You know nothing about Modesto Mendez or Danny Bloy-You or Jacobo Reyes. Three guys who are going to be integral to how this match closes out and what the trajectory of these two teams is as we open up August.
Macangila with a good defensive play. Back they come. Here's Blow-You. Gives it on the right side to a streaking Rito. Edgardo Rito with pace as his legs take it out from under him. It'll be a Hartford throw-in as Suggs goes to help up Rito, two veterans of the league.
And this is why when we had our pre-match lineup and I saw Josh Suggs as a midfielder, I said, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
He seems so much more comfortable in that left back role, especially once New Mexico had a lead, he was doing more defending, but even just there, working back, a guy who has loads of experience across this league, USL Championship there with a nice, hard physical tackle.
Moreno does a good job of shielding off Rito. Now, it does appear we're going to see Matt Sheldon. Tonight's Business Alliance partner of the match, Screen JP Americas, LLC. So Matt Sheldon was at the scores table. He was going to come in for Openo until Openo scored. Now he will. Good night for Antoine Openo. You know, Openo had issues during the year, maybe a little too emotional, but you never questioned his effort.
No, and after 2 times coming off the bench, he's given the opportunity to start in a moment of need. And even though those 2 first-half goals didn't count, you couldn't question the dangerous nature and the dangerous situations that he was creating. That's exactly why he was put into the 11. He should feel very proud of the effort today. And as it stands, he has what would be the match winner. Now the goal for Hartford, close it out, which is why they make the defensive substitution with somebody who leads this club at day's onset in minutes played.
Now, if you're New Mexico and you're used to playing this kind of lull-you-to-sleep style, how difficult is it to turn it on when you need goals? You need a goal.
Well, it's not necessarily lull you to sleep for, no purpose. They're just very patient in the final third.
All right, well then, but
so
using that as the example.
Yeah. I said they're like a boa constrictor. What they're going to do, and again, as we get later on, they're going to have to be maybe a little bit more direct and roll the dice a little more, but they're going to try and overload you and unbalance you and create opportunities from that. I don't think that changes yet.
Suggs has been getting a lot of room on that left side. Here's Reyes. Chips towards the box. McGlynn with a clear back.
And Joe, I rewatched the Tulsa match this week, the one that Hartford lost 3-2, gave up a goal in the 95th minute, the Philip Goldrum goal on the beginning of that road trip. And even at this stage, it's 85th, 90th minute, it didn't feel, I knew the result, but I couldn't see where Hartford was breaking down. It just took one mental lapse for Tulsa to capitalize. And New Mexico's the type of team that can do that. One mental lapse, somebody like a Moreno or a Sergio Rivas or Nicky Hernandez will find a way to find the back of the net.
Good job by Rito. On the near touch line. This should be a Hartford throw-in. Rito taking his time to walk down the touch line to grab the ball.
Yeah, Hartford is in no hurry as we approach 6 minutes left until stoppage time.
Portillo to Reyes. In the middle it goes. Here's Rice off the line before Greg Hurst, the Scotsman who played for Phoenix last year, could get to the ball. Into the 85th minute, 2-1. Athletic on top. On the goals by Macangila and Openo. Hartford Athletic proud to team up with Stop and Shop in all our community efforts, so we work together year-round in the fight against food insecurity. As we approach the 86th minute, here's Suggs. Slips on the turf as he's watched by Luke Merrill. They get it back to Ryden. Off in the middle it goes to Reyes. Plays it up ahead, and there's Mendez. Second ball grabbed by Hernandez, who has the New Mexico goal. Now Suggs plays it along the ground to Moreno. Spins right, sent flying, and this is a dangerous situation after the foul on Andre Lewis just behind the 18-yard line.
Yeah, and it's got enough space behind that 18 as we see the turn from Moreno, the 1v1 master, beats Lewis. Lewis late on the challenge, absolutely a foul. Now, New Mexico have an opportunity, almost bang on center in front of goal, 22 yards out. You have every option, but for a confident kick taker this is the ideal length and position for a free kick.
Second yellow of the year on Tristan Lewis here in the 86th minute. First yellow of the night for Hartford, their first in 3 games.
You see Hartford going with a 6-man wall. You can't just cut off one half of the goal here. Joe Rice, product of my home county, Fairfax High School, will be tested on this.
Hurst,
Portillo or Hurst can get it on frame.
Hurst 17, Portillo 43. Here's Portillo, and it's deflected wide.
A well-built wall, a well-held-together wall. And something I like there, Modesto Mendez going right there to Joe Rice and giving him a high five. It's just like that little bit of camaraderie that the new player brings on.
First corner kick of the second half for New Mexico, their 7th of the match.
It looks like Kyle Colon is about to come on for New Mexico United.
And Rivas cannot direct it towards goal. So here's the 23-year-old from Danville, Colorado, Kyle Colonna, and he'll come in for Nicky Hernandez. Now, this is a team, I'm sorry, Phil, not just missing Sam Hamilton, but they're missing also, as we mentioned, Wagner, but Christian Nava was injured in the opener. He hasn't been back, and Chris Whean has missed the last 8 games, and he's a regular for them. So they're a little shorthanded as well, as is Hartford.
Yeah, Chris Whean, somebody who's put the ball in the back of the net more than anybody else who's put on a black and yellow shirt. 36 goals for this club. And then the youngsters you mentioned, Alex Wagner, who traded in the black and yellow for maize and blue. He's at Michigan. Christian Nava, injured. It was a good shift, though. I wanted to give some props to Nicky Hernandez as he comes off. He played under Eric Quill. They overlapped by about half a season at North Texas Soccer Club. He brought him in. He has the lone goal thus far for New Mexico United. Now you put in Kyle Colonna, somebody who is center back, center midfielder role as they chase a goal.
Burrito bangs it to the top row of the stands. Seymour now in the middle. Gives to Portillo. 2-1 Hartford as we're approaching full time. Suggs, who's had the ball on his foot a lot in the last 15 minutes.
But you can see the effort there from Luke Merrill just to get behind him, slow him down, get bodies behind the ball.
Here's a shot to save. Great save by Rice on the point-blank attempt by Sergio Rivas.
Yeah, Sergio Rivas gets a lot behind this. That is a very difficult strike to get anything behind. Joe Rice, though, read it perfectly, collected, held, exhale, and now he punts it away as we reach the 89th minute.
And we're going to get Robin Lappert in injury time, or stoppage time, I should say. And Brignall Vineyards stoppage time, 6 minutes of stoppage time.
That's not altogether a surprise. 2 goals, some injury stoppages. I'm sure Hartford Athletic supporters will wish that was closer to maybe 4. 6 minutes is going to feel like an eternity, but when you haven't won a game, when conceding the first goal in each of the last 2 seasons, it's always going to be something that's difficult to earn.
This may be a problem. Tristan Lewis.
Added degree of difficulty. Andre Lewis looks like.
Or Andre Lewis.
Getting a second yellow.
And he's done. In the 90th minute, Andre Lewis gets his second yellow, and he's not just done for the match, but he is also done for next week. Let's get a look. Do you think this was worthy of a yellow card?
The first one certainly was. He's from behind. He gets the ball. He does go through Jacobo Reyes. A lot of it depends, too, on the angle at which referee Daniel Chesky saw it. Andre Lewis certainly thinks it was a harsh decision. But now you talk about added degree of difficulty, how Hartford have to earn it. Here you go, down to 10 men as we enter stoppage time.
So Andre Lewis done for the night.
And unavailable for selection next week as they head to Pittsburgh, who, as it stands, are first place in the Eastern Conference.
And I think he was coming out. I think that's who Lappert was going in for. But now the former Husky talking to Omid Namazi is Lewis heads for the locker room. So we've got 7 minutes of stoppage time. They just posted that up. Connor McGlynn wearing the captain's armband after Barrera went to the bench.
Yeah, it's 6 becoming 7 as it took a minute from the 90th minute foul to this kick coming now in the 92nd minute.
Portillo sends it in. Header over the cage.
And Joe Rice will take his sweet time taking this goal kick.
Well, you know, I noticed last week, I don't know if you saw this in the broadcast, but he took all day at times to punt the football away. He was very deliberate last week. In fact, the fans started getting on him and started counting the seconds that he held on to the ball.
Like Giannis Antetokounmpo at the free throw line.
Yes. So Lappert in, Prince Sadie comes out, and obviously Omid Namazi looking for defense here as Lappert play once again.
This is going to be a 4-5-1. He's going to put Blow You up top and just say, run them to death, look for opportunities on the counter, kick it to the corners, high, far, and away. Sadie takes his time coming off the field. Second on the club in minutes. Lappert comes in, somebody who played 90 minutes in 6 of the last 7. And the goal for Hartford is defend, 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 as we're now 5 minutes at least, because it's a 7-minute minimum. It's taken 60 seconds since the ball went over the goal for this goal kick. 5 or 6 minutes that they need to keep New Mexico out of their goal to get their first win when conceding first in 2 seasons.
Blow You tried to draw the foul. It was not called. Headed out by Lappert. So you've got a unit back there, and you've got so many guys in the back line. How important is communications here?
Well, it's everything. Stay behind the ball. If you see somebody, I said, my key to the match, stay with runners. There are going to be guys making off-the-ball runs. You need to be cognizant of them. That's what happened in the loss to Tulsa. Somebody just lost track of Philip Goldrum in the 95th minute.
Reyes tries to get around Sheldon and Hodge. Nothing doing there.
It's a good tackle from Hodge.
Here's
nice
Suggs on goal, and he airmails it, and Hartford will take that.
And that's not what New Mexico want to do, those half volleys from 35 yards out. You saw Moreno kind of throw his hands in exasperation. That's one that they would want to play to feet. It's late, but it's not desperation time yet, though when New Mexico do waste opportunities, it's particularly costly because Rice is going to slow cook this one.
Now Joe Rice decides, I don't want to put it down there.
And there's a yellow card for Rice for time wasting.
So Rice gets a yellow in the 94th minute.
What were we saying about no cautions for 2 matches and 7 total in the last 5?
Here's Rice, gets a boot into it in the direction of Lappert, gets a head on it. Blow You racing for it. Tambakis off the line before Blow You can get there.
He is explosive, man.
He's a sprinter. Harry Swartz gives to Jacobo Reyes. Now Will Seymour in the middle. Portillo open. Hartford playing a man down. Here's Moreno, who hasn't seen much of the ball in the last 10 minutes. Chips it towards the box. It's loose. Sets cross. Cleared. Knocked away. Boy, that was dangerous.
That was in a high blood pressure area for a very long time if you're a Hartford supporter. And you mentioned Moreno on the ball. If Hartford's going to close this out, he's somebody they would be wise to deny. He is a dangerous creator. Here comes the in-swinger.
Corner kick. Goes wide. Goes right back to Portillo. Plays it back to an open Moreno. And we've got offsides.
Portillo coming out of the corner was slow to get to the corner kick. And we saw in the first half, this linesman on this side is a little bit quicker with the flag than the other linesman. Here, it burns the black and yellow at an inopportune time.
And Modesto Mendez is down once again. Boy, Kalen Ryden raced towards Daniel Chesky. He had a little George Brett in him. Yeah. 1980.
And Daniel Chesky called for the trainer there. That means Mendez needs to leave the field.
So it's 10 on 8. Or it's
10 on 9.
10 on 9.
Or, excuse me, 11 on 9.
11 on 9.
For the time being, though he won't be off the field too long.
Right, he'll get called right back on.
Yeah.
So we're in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Hartford holding a tenuous 2-1 lead.
Mendez not yet being allowed back on.
Now he is. Races onto the pitch, right where the ball is.
Good tackle by Luke Merrill. Good clearance by Beverly Nakangila.
Throw to an open spot in the middle.
Yeah, it's going to be
10
bodies behind the ball for Hartford.
Play it back to Swartz. Now Reyes gives it off to Portillo. Chips it in, headed down, and Luke Merrill's going to dribble it out of trouble and then unload, and it's carried over the touchline by Suggs.
Nearly kept it in. See, this is where I would recommend going against Omid Namazi's imperative and play kickball. Get that thing to the opposite corner, the far channel. That is the safest place for the ball to be rather than trying to dribble it out the back. Because that was very nearly a turnover by Suggs.
Rito will fire it upfield. Won by United. Moreno. Mendez knocks it away, but not out.
We've reached our 7 minutes minimum of stoppage time.
Here's Reyes. Ryden pushing up. He puts it over the touchline with a little too much pace. So Hartford just waiting for the final whistle.
Everybody on the Hartford bench is pointing at their watch. Again, it's a 7-minute minimum. We've had some stoppages within stoppage time. Referee not yet putting the whistle to mouth.
Rito. Now Moreno plays it. Rivas is open. Sends it to the right. Here's Reyes. Puts it on the ground. Cleared out by McGlynn. He's been valiant in the back line for Hartford.
He's been terrific. Namazi sung his praises all week, and he's been big.
Omid Namazi screaming at the 4th official. In the box. And McGlynn, or rather Lapper, clears it out of there.
That's not the final whistle yet as we enter the 9th minute of stoppage time.
Reyes chips towards the box, and Rice makes the play.
That very nearly found Kyle Colonna. Barely overhit. Joe Rice collects and falls down.
Everybody questioning the referee, Danielle Chesky. She tells Rice, play on.
You're seeing this at every level of the sport, though.
Rice with a long punt downfield. Blow-you tries to direct it through. He goes down. The flag is up. Crowd is in an uproar. Omid Namazi tells his players on the bench, get back, I've got this. Could this be the last rush for New Mexico? Here's Justin Portillo. Sends it towards the box. Headed out of there. Clear.
Great recovery from Mendez.
And the game is over. The game is over. Rice, McGlynn, Mendez all hung in the box. And a well-earned 3 points by Hartford Athletic.
Down to 10 men for the last 10 minutes plus. Modesto Mendez, on his debut for the club, somebody signed in the midweek, makes the last recovery header. Daniel Bloyu, somebody signed yesterday for the club, provides enough of a counter-attacking threat. Hartford shows a lot of character, frankly. They had a lot of reason to get frustrated. Offsides calls that they didn't agree with in the first half. They get 2 goals in quick succession, one from an unlikely source and a very unlikely distance to equalize. They get the match winner, and they hold on against a quality, well-coached club.
Antoine Opino, you saw there. He has the game winner. Hartford, its 2nd home win of the season. 2-1 Athletic over New Mexico. Phil and I will come back and wrap it up next, right here on MyTV9, WTNH.com, and ESPN+. There you see the very happy Hartford Athletic fans. Joe Rice, one of many players who hurdled the barrier to talk with the fans. Joe taking a selfie. What a terrific second half for Hartford Athletic. Just the direct opposite of last week at San Antonio.
And it was much needed. This is a team that came in being outscored 25-7 after halftime. And Joe, I mentioned it ad nauseum, but it's germane to what this club has had to overcome. The last 26 times they conceded first, they were able, Hartford Athletic, to come away with 4 total points. No wins, 4 draws, 22 losses. They concede first and win for the first time since October 13th, 2021. Beverly Makangila, of all people, equalizing from, what do your eyeballs say?
30.
30? Well placed. Alex Tabakis is a fine
minute.
keeper. He's not doing a darn thing about that. And then Antoine Opino, who had been knocking at the door in the first half, moments later, first touch, gets onto it, just pokes it through Tabakis' legs. That's your match winner. Fans that have been starved for home results, just 8 goals total in 10 home matches, they get 2 in quick succession as Hartford gets 3 points that more than anything seems like it's just going to build confidence.
And Joe Rice, who was terrific throughout, had the game-saving game here off Sergio Rivas.
Yeah, Sergio Rivas gets a lot behind that. And it must be said, New Mexico, they put forward a strong effort. They're a well-coached side. They now, over their next 3 matches, face, as it stands at day's onset, 2, 3, and 4 in the West, in San Antonio, San Diego, and Oakland. 2 of those 3 are at the Lab, 5,300 feet above sea level. So reason for confidence for them going forward as they fight for a playoff spot. Certainly not the result they wanted, but there were moments of encouragement that they could take away here. But for Hartford, hoping for 4 wins at home in this next stretch of the next 21 days. You can only win 1 at a time. They showed character coming from behind to get the 3 points today.
Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Hill Stadium, Saturday, August 19th at 7 o'clock against Miami. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. 2-1, Hartford beats New Mexico. For Phil Murphy and our entire team, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody.